Hello, right. Today I'm talking about why your brand messaging isn't succeeding and why you need to understand the key reason behind that so you can make a change and start calling in and attracting those clients that first of all you're meant to work with, and secondly light you up and make you excited to see them on the calendar. And as a brand messaging specialist, hi, if we've not met, I'm Joanna Ingram, specializing in alignment around brand messaging. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you today. It's the idea that if you're not aligned with your brand messaging, you are not going to be able to create the business of your dreams and attract the clients that you most want to work with. Brand messaging of itself is something that a lot of people teach. You can learn it at the beginning of pretty much every single program, course that you'll ever do on business. Will start to tell you about brand messaging and why you need to do it and give you some simple tools in order to dial in your brand messaging, the one that attracts your ideal clients. However, if you have already been through a number of programs like myself and courses, you may still be sitting on the other side of that saying, well, all well and good, but it doesn't seem to have solved my problems. I'm not attracting the clients I want to work with, or I'm exhausted by over delivering and constantly worrying about what to put out in my content. And if that's the case, I would assert that you need to look at your alignment in brand messaging as priority. And let's talk about what alignment in brand messaging really is. This is a deep, intuitive piece and understanding that the brand messaging you're putting out is absolutely from your soul. And I know from experience that many women, particularly those who are driven, are visionary, perhaps used to being overachievers, will jump into brand messaging and business with something that they perhaps have done in the past and they have the skills to do, but is not necessarily deeply in their heart. And at first it's successful, as it was with me. I found that I was able to get clients straight away when I was all about productivity, accountability, taking action. There were people out there that really resonated with that message, but I found over time that that message didn't resonate with me. First sign, I was in burnout. Second sign, I was working with clients that I didn't really love working with, even though they got some results. I found that I was deeply worn out, and I think that that contributed towards my burnout. I see exactly the same pattern with the clients I work with who are sometimes leading multiple six-figure businesses, but yet are absolutely exhausted by the work that they do. They're falling into patterns of over-delivering, of anxiety around the exact courses they put out, and sometimes it tips over into boredom and apathy. I've had clients come to me who are at the point not just of burnout but of burning it to the ground, not bothered, maybe go back and get a job because it's just not the fun that they thought it would be. And all roads lead back to the point around alignment. And being deeply aligned with your brand messaging means that it's what you're really at this stage in your business supposed to be putting out into the world, as opposed to something you should be doing, even if it's making you money. And it was from that point of deep resonance with a lack of alignment originally that I created my Brand Epics process. The Epics is an anagram around the 5 specific areas of life and business that we need to consider and dial in order to make sure we've tapped into the deep soul part of our brand messaging. And when you do get that alignment with your brand messaging, completely changes a number of things about your business. Firstly, it changes the clarity. And we all know that when you're in deep clarity around what you're doing in your business and what you're here to create, it allows you to just move forward unencumbered by some of the challenges that obviously building an online coaching business can create. So those clarity pieces. Let's talk about being able to show up and say what you do with clarity. Stepping into becoming a podcast guest, writing articles, going live, the things that you know that you're putting on the back burner right now because you're not quite sure what you want to say. Because when you have deep alignment with your brand messaging, you show up with a completely new level of passion. It brings in your brand mission, your brand values, all the things that I work on so deeply with my clients. When they're dialed in, doesn't matter the exact wording because you show up in such an energetic alignment with what you have to share that the message reaches those people in a really deep, resonant way. This is why we talk about client attraction, client alignment, and that's how you reach them. Yes, it's energetic, but the energy is expressed through the articulation of such clarity. Second, and equally important part, is courage. And I find in my work that once the messaging clarity drops in, the courage is just an automatic secondary but even more important part of what happens, because when the clarity leads to courage, then you start increasing your visibility. And we all know that being visible is a really important part to allow your energetics to reach those people that need it most. Being visible is one of the first things that often disappears when people don't have brand messaging alignment. And it doesn't always mean they're not appearing online. It doesn't mean that they have a complete gap on their social media. Oftentimes, particularly for more experienced coaches, it can mean you're showing up just saying things that aren't really in deep resonance with your own alignment at this point. It could be like me at the beginning. I was sharing so much about productivity, but I was almost just reeling it off. It wasn't something that was coming from my heart and from my soul. And I have examples of people, particularly clients, who have started to share things over and over and over and wonder why they're attracting clients that aren't their best fit dream clients, because they're not sharing from their heart. They're just sharing and being visible from a place of have to, should, must, rather than get to, I'm inspired to, can't wait to. So all roads lead back to brand messaging alignment. And I think that's where I differ from brand messaging specialists as a whole, because I'm so deeply into the energetics work and the point around alignment. That means that when you dial in that brand messaging, it's on a completely new level that allows you to just move forward and against so many areas that have kept you blocked. I'm really excited to share this piece about brand messaging alignment, because I know that if you're listening to this right now on replay, you may be at a position where you're wondering, why is it that my brand messaging isn't reaching the people in the right way and getting the response I want? And yes, there are so many other aspects that are true to getting your articulation and expression of brand messaging out there, many of which I love to teach in my programs, in my new group, the Aligned Messaging and Marketing Program, starting later this month. But all roads lead back to being aligned with your brand messaging first and foremost, which is my message that I would love for you to hear today. If you are an experienced coach who's ready to step into your next level of brand messaging alignment and also alignment with the marketing activity that you do so you can be more visible, I would love to talk to you a little bit more about the Aligned program starting in May this month, because I am looking to help just a few established visionary coaches who want to step into their new level of client attraction. If that sounds like something you're curious about, DM me the word aligned and I'd love to share the details. And in the meantime, if you are not feeling that deep alignment right now, I'd love for you to think what that might look like so you can step into that power, that articulation and expression that really is the key to attracting the clients that you really know you're designed to work with. And have an awesome day. Take care. Speak soon.